Hey guys, welcome back to Puck Talk. For today's episode, we are going to continue our series where we are talking about all NHL teams. For today's episode, we are going to be talking about the Colorado Avalanche, who currently rank 17th in the league. Let's get to it.
Yeah, so like he said, today we're going to be talking about the Colorado Avalanche, and we're going to talk about a few categories for them. The first category is best player this season. Second category is their status, or we'll say the status in terms of rebuild or contender, that kind of thing. And the third category is where we think they will finish by the end of the season. And the fourth category is a potential deadline trade they're going to make. And the fifth category is the panic level amongst the fan base. Hope you guys enjoy. So let's get to it. So those of you watching can see the stats on the left of us. And let's start with the goalies first.
Okay.
So the goalies are Georgiev and Francouz.
Yeah.
That's a shaky goalie pair, but their team's good, so I guess they can carry.
Yeah, they're in terms of like stats wise, 2.48 on 92. That's actually in terms of save percentage really good.
Yeah, they're like perfect. Like, they're like the most average goaltending duo I've ever seen.
No,
This is what I expect from the Avs. Go defense.
We say average, but they're still going over 90 for save percentage, which is honestly pretty good.
That's true. Okay. I might be tripping. Like I expect Avs goalies to do good just because of how good the team is defensively. But I know that they've been injured a lot, so maybe they are overperforming or playing really good right now.
Yeah, I can see where you stand on that, but from like the stats wise perspective, like 15, 7, 2, 2.48 goals average, but the 92 save percentage is really nice for Georgia.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. And then the backup is playing. Francouz is playing just like he should compared to
No,
Georgiev.
not only that, that's honestly an okay stat line. He just has 5 losses on a 91 save percentage, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's really too much his fault. He's just probably unlucky with the
Yeah.
team in front of him some nights, right?
Yeah, that's the only thing that can come to my mind because that kind of numbers is actually like pretty good performance.
Yeah. So the goalies are pretty
They're
good,
good.
I guess. They're
They're
pretty
good.
good. Yeah. So they'll settle on that. And then let's talk about the forward stats. Rantanen decided to carry the team once McKinnon got injured.
That is
Yeah,
honestly
so there's
really
that.
good. How do you remember how long McKinnon's out for, or still unknown?
I don't know how long he's still out for, but he's been out for 10 games so far.
Okay.
I can search that real quick.
Yeah. Let's just fact check ourselves real quick before
Yeah, but
going.
Rantanen has really. Oh, he might return this week.
Oh, he might return this week. That's really good for the Avs.
But like when I saw that McKinnon went down and with the other injuries the Avs had, I was kind of scared for them.
Hmm.
But now Rantanen really clutched up during that time,
Not
Do
only
you see
that,
he has 43 points? That's crazy.
24 goals.
Yeah.
I'm on like the top 5, top 8 like leading goal scorers in the league right now. Right? Yeah. That sounds about right.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kill McCarr, and then McKinnon's still up there somehow, even though he missed 10 games because
Well, he's just that good.
He's just a mutant, yeah.
He's just that good.
And
I
then
consider him top 3 for a reason.
Yeah, and then McCarr's a point per game pretty much.
Mm.
And then there's a kind of a drop off what you expect after the 3 stars. I'm surprised Landeskog's not up there, but it might because of injuries.
That is very true.
Yeah, they've had a lot of injuries. They're almost as plagued as Vegas was last year, except they've made it. Oh, Landeskog has been injured, so yeah.
Like, I just want to point it, like, I don't know. I'm looking at these stats right now, and I'm just like, the Avs are still with these stats. Like, yes, McKinnon's out and all that. Thankfully, he's coming back soon. So that leads me to believe that there's like the top 17 in the league just out of the playoff picture as of right now.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't seem right considering their goalie stats and also their player stats being pretty good.
It's just injuries. They've been plagued with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
That run had a toll on them, but they've managed to float in the playoff race, even with the injuries. So setting themselves up for success this season. And regular season doesn't matter for them anymore, It's all about the playoffs. So yeah, so I think we're done discussing the stats really. And then now we have to decide on the best player this season, which is kind of
We're
easy.
going to get to Rantanen.
Yeah, Rantanen by far.
24 goals, 19 assists, leads the team in points by basically basically 10, considering how McKinnon's been injured for 10 games.
Yeah, well, I get that people might be like McKinnon has a better point per game, but Rantanen really carried them while he was injured. If you I watched like the highlight package of the Avs games. He's crazy in those games.
We can't also deny the fact that he has 24 goals.
Yeah, that's quite a bit.
We cannot deny that.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Rantanen for this segment.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next segment would be their status, which is kind of easy too.
They're still in my eyes the moment that injuries are gone and they're out of that disaster, they're gonna be a contender.
They're cup contender, no
They're
doubt
gonna be a
about
cup contender instantly when everyone comes back into their form.
it. Yeah. I don't think anybody's gonna argue that. The Colorado Avalanche are a cup contender every season for probably the next 5 seasons.
Yeah.
And then where will they finish?
By the time everyone's back, by the end of the season, I would say top 5, top 4.
Really top. That's a lot of points to jump though.
That's a lot of points, but considering the fact that McKinnon's also coming back this week, 1, 2, their team is filled with talents. Their goalies are playing really good. Like, it's good. There's gonna be a time where they're gonna go on a tear at some point in the season.
I might have to disagree with you on that one, to be honest. I'm gonna say top 10
top 10.
because I don't think they really care about the regular season anymore.
That's fair.
And there's quite a like we saw that with Tampa, right?
Mhm.
I'm a Tampa fan, so like that's what most of my references are related to. Like they won the league, but then they didn't win. But then they got swept in the first round, and then they haven't cared ever since then. I think Avs won the cup now. They won't care about the regular season too much.
I'll wager you this. How about we say top 8?
Yeah, top 8. I'll say top 7.
Okay.
Top 7. Top 7 for the Avs. Just we're not okay. If this team was healthy like the entire season, they're easily top 3. Just saying. It's just that they haven't been healthy. So top 7 is because it's a tough gap to make up, the standings. And so yeah, so we agree on top 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good for that. And then a deadline trade that they could make. So the first is definitely out the window.
Yeah. Can we say what we did with the Canes?
Let's look at their lines right now. Because I don't really know how long their injuries are, to be honest. Their
Like,
lines are really like I don't okay. I'm assuming that they're not building for the regular season, right?
yeah.
So they probably expect to get most of their team back by the playoffs.
Because
So
okay, if we're being
what would you be
completely
trading
honest,
for?
from what we've seen in the last playoffs,
They don't need
they
anything.
don't need anybody. They basically dominated every team
Yeah.
in the
They lost
playoffs.
Kadri though. Could there be a hole there?
Losing Kadri, I mean, they did have Kadri for like a little bit of those playoffs as well, though.
Oh, I mean like they've lost Kadri in like free agency.
Yeah.
So they don't have him this year. Could that be a hole that like I've seen like people say that Horvat could be linked to them? I could see them going for a top 6 center.
I don't want to see that. 1. 2, I mean, I don't really see a like losing. Okay, here's the thing about losing Kadri here. It it doesn't affect them from this is my standpoint. I don't think it affected them that much. I think that they just lost they lost a pretty good player. However, their team is still all around really, really good without they did well without Kadri even during the postseason.
Yeah, but if they've been linked to Horvat, that means
It,
they are
if this is their path to getting Bo,
No, I don't mean Horvat specifically. I mean like if they're interested in Horvat, that means they're looking for a top 6 center. So like I could see that because good teams, like all cup teams, have a good top 2 center core. Like Tampa has a Stamkos and Point, and Stamkos and Sorelli kind of rotate. Pens had Crosby Malkin. Kuznetsov, Backstrom, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
I think they got to get. I'm not saying get somebody that like top 50 player in the league kind of thing. I'm saying like a top 6 center, a solid top 6 center.
Okay. Yeah,
You
that'll probably be their target.
okay? Yeah. So do you want to go with that? Move the
Yeah, let's
first.
go with that. That sounds like
Move,
a good target for them.
what do they give back? I think they give back a first, and then
They
they have
give back
gotten
their pick. They give their pick.
and
I
some.
doubt that they would try to give up a player. They would just give up a pick.
I think you give up a prospect for a top 6 center. I don't think you get it for just a pick.
Ooh, you make a good. That's a valid argument. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Yeah, let's go write that down. Move first and prospect for a top 6 center. And then panic level. I don't think there is any.
There
They
shouldn't be
just
a
want a
panic
cup.
level as of right now.
Yeah.
The panic level only happens if the players get back out of like all your injured players come back and you're still somehow outside the top 16. That's the only time you should panic. As of right now,
Yeah.
Colorado, you're chilling.
Yeah, and you just want a cup, like they're in like the
Yeah,
honeymoon phase right
you
now.
don't need a panic. You just want a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, and your teams, and you got Kale McCarr on your team and Nathan
No,
McKinnon.
like
The only
yeah,
argument on your
exactly.
team is like who's better.
You have two top 5 players in the league. You without like your top 6, one of your centers, you basically dominated last year's playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should be fine.
Yeah. You guys are we'll see you come out of the West. I see them in the Western Conference final at least.
I can see him at the finals.
Unless they hit Vegas low. I think Vegas is the only real challenge for them out of the West. No other team is deep enough to
I feel
compete
like
with
they
them.
could kill like every team in the West and then have a tough time versus Vegas.
Yeah, like no other team is even close to their depth. Like they got the star power and the depth
They
at the
got
same.
star power, depth, and they also are absolute tears on their offensive end.
Yep. They're like, yeah, I don't know what to say. There's not much to improve. Also, going back to a deadline trade, we're nitpicking with the Avalanche right now because there isn't much to improve there. Like on a regular, like if the Avalanche were some other team, we just say they were perfect and they don't need to add anything. But because they're Avs and they have such a high standard to maintain, that's why we nitpick them and suggest that they need a top 6 center. Yeah, so that's about it for the Avalanche. For the Colorado Avalanche. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.